What's up, guys? It's your boy TPP, and I'm back with that True Crime Talk live, baby. Let's go. Oh, round two, y'all. Round two. Good to see you all. Thank you for being here. And I literally just got out of class, like, I don't even know. What time is it? Shit, maybe like 20 minutes ago. Literally got out the building as fast as I could, jumped in the car, hauled butt home, and I was like, dude, I got to get on this live. So I listened to the press conference already. But we're going to listen to the press conference, y'all. I know most of y'all probably listen to it, but we're going to listen to it anyways because I was distracted as trying to listen to it. And then also, man, the whole time I was in class, I was getting updates. Everybody's like, oh, they got him surrounded. Oh, he's dead. Oh, this. And I was like, damn. Oh, my. That was driving me nuts, y'all. Driving me nuts. But anyways, before we jump into it, though, and watch that presser, and then we start with the live coverage that's still happening. Let me see who I got up in here. And before we even do that, smash that like, smash that share. Let them know we're going to be here kicking it for a little bit. If you're new here, dude, smash that subscribe. I don't know what you're waiting on. And if you hit that subscribe, join up. Come on, just join up. Become part of the family, part of the gang. Just join up. All right, guys, I'll shut up. Let me see who's here. And then we'll jump into the conference, and then we'll jump into live coverage. Steffi, good to see you. Good to see you. Criminal Med, good to see you. Now, I know it's a little delayed getting on. You know what I mean? I was doing my best to get on as fast as I could. K. Marie, good to see you. Sweet Home Alabama, good to see you. Dakota Parker, good to see you. Moto Mom, good to see you. Ty, good to see you. Good to see you. And Gator Hater, good to see you all. Shit, man, good to see some of you twice today now. All right, but nonetheless, just jump into this press conference. I want to listen to this together with y'all, even though there's parts of this press conference where we have some politicians doing political moves, using this tragedy to push politics, and I didn't really think that was that cool. But hey, each to their own as far as opinions go. But we're going to go ahead and cover it anyways. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up. All right. Let me drop my face down a little bit. Little minimize. All right, guys, give me some ones. Let me know you guys can hear this. And like I said, y'all, yeah, it's a little triggering. There's certain political stuff that gets said here that's a little triggering. So if some of you get irritated by that type of stuff, definitely probably don't want to hear this press conference because some of these freaking reporters went there. They really did. It sucked. They shouldn't have did that. And yeah, also much love to everybody over on Rumble that's watching. And then let me check. Did Facebook go live, y'all? Or is it being stupid? I swear, man, I'm trying to give Facebook a chance with this, giving them the third spot on our stream. But dude, it's not syncing up with StreamYard properly, and I'm over it, y'all. I'm over it. But anyways, like I said, give me some ones in chat if you guys can hear this. Let's get it rolling.
And just before 7 p.m. last night, forcing people to run in terror from the scene last night as the shooting unfolded, desperate to get away from the gunfire. Locals there just about to start this news conference. We want
to. Gator Hater said, I smashed that like in here and on Rumble. Thank you for smashing it on both platforms. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. That's next level. Sweet Home Alabama, thank you. See the one, K. Marie. See the one, Gator Hater. Moto Mom, see the one, guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Bring you that right now, live.
Good evening. I'm Carl Schlien, Mayor of Lewiston. In the wake of the tragic and horrifying incident that occurred in Lewiston, our hearts are heavy with grief, and we extend our deepest sympathies to the victims and their families. This is a time for action, solidarity, and support. Please take note. The shelter-in-place order issued by the Lewiston Police Department remains in effect. Please stay at home and be safe.
So that would mean, that lets me know right there that all those messages I got were false alarms for sure. Seriously, guys, I like 5-6 people messaging me, oh, they got him, he's dead. And I'm like, he's not though, he's not.
The city of Lewiston is grateful for the support and outpouring from state authorities, the community, and of course, our elected officials. Speaking tonight will be U.S. Senator Susan Collins, U.S. Representative Jared Golden, and Steve Littleson, President and CEO of Central Maine Medical Center. And now Senator Collins.
Thank you, Mayor. Today is a dark day for the state of Maine. As the mayor said, our hearts are heavy with grief. This heinous attack, which has robbed the lives of at least 18 Mainers and injured so many more, is the worst mass shooting that the state of Maine has ever.
Sweet Home says the house they were at was a place he lived once. Okay. Yeah, guys, like I said, I've been in class all day, so I haven't been able to stay caught up. I've been getting little bits and pieces from everybody. But then within those bits and pieces have been, crazy claims that were driving me nuts. I couldn't verify anything. Darcilla, good to see you. You're just a little bit late.
For experience and could ever imagine. Today, I looked out my window in Washington and I saw that the flags had been lowered. And I realized that it had been done to honor the victims of this horrific attack. I'm grateful for the leadership of.
Dakota Parker says, I saw something about a boat, but I haven't looked into it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's on a boat. That's what my opinion was last night.
Lewiston Police Chief St. Pierre, and for the bravery of the hundreds of state, local, and federal law enforcement officers who are leading the search for the killer. I'm also very grateful for all of the hospital employees who came back to work to take care of the victims, and for our first responders whose bravery was so evident. Last night, the president called me. He stepped out at the state dinner with the Australian Prime Minister to offer any help that the federal government could provide the city of Lewiston, Androscoggin County, and the state of Maine. I also, at midnight, talked to Governor Mills, who has been a pillar of strength for our state. Tom Perez, who is a special advisor to the president throughout.
Let's see, Julie Dulk says he was an avid fisherman. Great. Dude's my age. People are telling me he looked like he could have been my dad, even though he's my age. And he's a fisherman. Bees, good to see you, Bees. I saw somewhere he had registered a jet ski for a few weeks ago. So there's that. Now that's interesting as well. Sweet Home, Alabama. Always good to see you, man. Let me see. Darzell said, I think somebody may have met him at the boat ramp and he's out of there. I just hope that he doesn't do this somewhere else. I'm of the opinion this dude's doing this solo. I don't think nobody's helping this guy, guys. This is pretty bad. This is just pure evil. This is an individual, it's a mental situation. I don't think nobody's helping this dude. His family's come out and said that they're willing to help law enforcement any way they can. I don't think anybody's helping this dude. I think this dude just flipped his damn wig and he out there on demon time, try to do as much damage as possible. And I still am of the opinion, if they didn't catch him within 12 hours, when they do finally find him, he is not going to be breathing. That's my opinion.
The night texted me back and forth, what do you need? And I would tell him based on conversations that I had as he coordinated the federal response. This morning, Secretary of Homeland Security, Mayorkas, called and offered help from his department. The Attorney General also called, along with Maine's own U.S. Attorney, to offer their help.
Sweet Home Alabama says, I believe he is on solo mode 2. Gator Hater, I think he's alone. Hopefully he's already gone if you get my drift. I'm hoping so. That's the best case situation at this point because he won't receive the proper justice that he deserves. And if law enforcement finds him, I believe he'll engage with law enforcement and in a shootout. And I don't like that for law enforcement because this guy's skilled. So I'd just rather them find him unalive. You know what I mean? At this point, probably be the safest for everybody. Because, I mean, there is always a chance that he could pop up and take some more people out. There is that. Let me see. B says, TRPP, did you start your live like I suggested? I did on the last live, B's. I actually did on the last live. I didn't do it on this live. I just jumped up. I tried to get up here really quick. I wasn't really exactly prepared. I had to get the other platforms ready to go live. So I forgot. But you could remind them all, B's. You know what I mean? You could definitely remind them in chat. I appreciate it.
Right before I came into this building, I had a call from the deputy director of the FBI who told me that there are 80 FBI agents on site participating in the search for the killer. 80. That doesn't include other people from the marshal's office, from the ATF, the DEA, and the Department of Homeland Security and the Coast Guard. This has been a concerted effort at the state, local, and federal level.
Only difference I saw was the activity on a pole that wouldn't have been there otherwise. So definitely saw that. But I don't know if I saw a difference. The likes have been kind of lagging on the last couple lives. Kind of hurt my heart. To be honest with y'all. I'll be honest. Kind of hurt my heart. Oh snap, y'all! You better go smash some likes now. Jeannie Ange in the building. Let them know, Jeannie Ange. Appreciate you.
And everyone is determined to bring the killer to justice. To the families of those.
I think the interpreter's triggering people on the stage. Because look, if you guys look at the facial expressions of everybody that isn't speaking, like most of them are trying not to look at the interpreter, and the other ones that are looking at the interpreter, their faces, I'm telling you right now, it's getting to everybody, I think. Let me see. What's up, Zircon? Good to see you. Hard to boat in the dark, in my opinion. You'd be surprised if avid fishermen out on those rivers, they actually are out at night quite a bit. So I really don't think he's supposed to be an avid fisherman. So I don't think that he would have that hard of a time, especially if he knows the area, especially if he knows the title of the river. He knows where it's going to be low, when it's going to be high, where to go, where not to go. Like, I actually think you'd have way better chance on that river if he got to the water before law enforcement realized what he was doing than he would have in a vehicle. Especially, like I said, if he's an avid fisherman, he's going to know those waterways. He's going to know the creeks, all the little side chutes. He's going to know it all. So that was probably the best bet for him. Laura, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I know, Zircon, she's been getting me, man. That interpreter, she funny, man. She funny. Definitely bringing a little bit of levity to the situation, for sure.
Who have been injured or killed. I know that no words can fully ease the shock, the pain, and the justifiable anger that you are feeling. My hope is that you will feel the solace and strength in knowing that you are in the hearts of the people of Maine and of people throughout our nation. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce the Congressman Jared Golden, who represents this area of Maine.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you to Mayor Chalene as well. My name is Congressman Jared Golden from the town of Lewiston, represent Maine's 2nd Congressional District. Some of you might not recognize me because Congress has been so crazy lately. I haven't gotten a haircut in months. So.
All right, guys, like I said, for some of y'all that this guy's he's gonna get into politics, man, and it bothers me a little bit. So trigger warning on that. It might bother some of you all too that might not believe in what this dude's about to speak on. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because I know some people in the chat be a little bit sensitive on political statements and whatnot, and I don't want people to start having arguments in my chat about politics. So that being said, trigger warning. Just leave it out of chat, though. Leave the politics out of chat. Trust me, I'm going to feel the same way most of y'all are going to feel about some of the stuff he says. So let's just think about the other things.
Sometimes things happen that bring your worst nightmares to life. Yesterday, this is what happened in Lewiston. At a time like this, a leader is forced to grapple with things that are far greater than his.
And look, whether you agree with this guy saying or you disagree with what this guy's saying, either way, you don't bring politics up in a situation like this on this platform like he does unless you're doing it out of the own greed of your position. You know what I mean? Or the betterment of your position, or doing something that's going to make you look better, in my opinion. Either side. I'm talking about either side, all right? I'm neutral. Y'all, I'm a constitutional libertarian, so I be pissing people off on both sides. So that's what I'm saying. I hate the fact that this guy does this, guys. I feel like it's disrespectful to the victims, to be honest with y'all. So I feel like these press conferences should just be facts about what's going on, and then, like, get out. We don't need to hear all this other stuff. You can go and do whatever bills you're going to do on your own time, bro, but you don't need to be grandstanding up here like that. You know what I mean? And I'd feel that way regardless if it was either side, because like I said, your boy in the middle, and I mean, I piss people off either way. You can ask my mom. I'm hard-headed as hell when it comes to that stuff. But anyways, that being said, let's not get political.
His or herself. Humility is called for as accountability is sought by the victims of a tragedy such as this one. Out of fear of this dangerous world that we live in, and my determination to protect my own daughter and wife in our home and in our community, because of a false confidence that our community was above this, and that we could be in full control, among many other misjudgments, I have opposed efforts to ban deadly weapons of war like the assault rifle used to carry out this crime.
Sam. No, Sam, your phone's dying. Thank you for being here, Sam, as long as you can be. Thank you. Jim B, there she is. Good to see you.
The time has now come for me to take responsibility for this failure, which is why I now call on the United States Congress to ban assault rifles like the one used by the sick perpetrator of this mass killing in my hometown of Lewiston, Maine. For the good of my community, I will work with any colleague to get this done in the time that I have left in Congress. To the people of Lewiston, my constituents throughout the 2nd District, to the families who lost loved ones, and to
Darzilla, 100% agree with you, man. 100% agree with you.
those who have been harmed, I ask for forgiveness and support as I seek to put an end to these terrible shootings. In the days to come, I will give everything I have to support this community's recovery. Thank you.
And now I would like to introduce Steve Littleson, President and CEO of Central Maine Medical Center.
Why, yes, I did, Bees. You missed it, Bees. You missed it. I did. They'll back me up on it. And I mean, you could have went and watched the live. If you didn't watch the replay, you could have got the replay, wink. You know what I mean?
Good evening, everybody. I'm Steve Littleson, the CEO of Central Maine Healthcare, which includes Central Maine Medical Center here in Lewiston. On behalf of the 3,000 professionals and team members of Central Maine Healthcare, I too would like to extend our deepest condolences to the families of the victims of the events of last night. I would also like to acknowledge the compassion and the expertise and the teamwork displayed by the healthcare professionals in this community last night when called upon under the most extreme circumstances. Just to give you the numbers as we have them now, I know there's been some confusion, and I would like to take the opportunity to just let you know what we dealt with and what we have currently in our hospital. All but one of the patients that were taken from the scenes last night were brought to Central Maine Medical Center. One was transported directly to St. Mary's Medical Center here in Lewiston. Of those patients, 2 were treated and discharged. 1 of those patients was transferred from Central Maine Medical Center to Maine Medical Center in Portland. 3 patients, unfortunately, passed away in Central Maine Medical Center last night. Of those, 8 remain now, and we have 5 patients who are in stable condition, 3 who are in critical condition in our critical care unit. Just to give you a sense of the scope of what we dealt with within a relatively short period of time, last night within about 45 minutes to an hour, we had 6 fully staffed and running operating rooms at Central Maine Medical Center caring for the wounded and the victims. The professionals that were operating simultaneously in those 6 operating rooms included orthopedic surgeons, general trauma surgeons, urologists, vascular surgeons, as well.
Zircon, do they have a clue where he is at? It don't sound like it. I think they're throwing darts at the wall, going to places he may have lived, places where his family is, or where they may have been. But it don't sound like it. I'm hearing a lot of hearsay on the streets, a lot of rumors, a lot of speculations, but nah, don't sound like it. Hindsight says, hello all. Hope your day as well. I hope your day as well, Hindsight. Good to see you. And thank you, Miss Jeannie Ann. Just this is all very, very triggering. God bless those medical professionals, all first responders, 100% Gator hater. TRPP will replay for sure. I also would like to thank you for supporting TRPP and for being. Thank you. All right, guys. And another thing too is I don't like what that gentleman just did with the politics, because I think he made everybody on that stage uncomfortable, to be honest with you, like watching their facial expressions. And what he ends up doing, you're going to see what it does later on. It just opened up a whole can of BS, and I didn't appreciate it. Sweet Home Alabama, he's definitely one of Satan's spawns. I agree with that. What about the house they had surrounded 30 minutes ago? That was a false alarm, I guess. He wasn't there, from what I heard. I know I got those messages. Stony Stone sent me the first message when I was in class, actually, about what was popping off, and then false alarm. But let's continue on.
As well as anesthesiologists and support personnel. I would like to also express our appreciation for all of the support that we received and continue to receive even through today. First from the city of Lewiston. Secondly, from law enforcement. We still have a law enforcement presence on the campus at Central Maine Medical Center. The other area hospitals that came to our support, we needed blood transferred to Central Maine Medical Center very quickly, and 2 of the hospitals, Maine General and St. Mary's, accommodated us. Maine Med in Portland stood by and was ready to accept patients, and as you know, they did accept one of the patients that we transferred to them. And also the various community partners that came to aid and support us last night, including emergency response personnel from Life Flight of Maine, and others. As one of the counselors said to me before we walked in tonight, often people underestimate our capabilities here to care for people locally. I think last night we proved that by working together, we can do just that under the most trying circumstances. Thank you.
We'll take a few questions.
So you're about to see what that jackass bringing politics in, what he just did to this press conference. Watch what happens right here. It's not about, this press conference turns into something completely political and not about this tragedy. It's some bullshit, y'all. I'm just letting you know. Trigger warning for y'all that have strong opinions and strong beliefs in certain things. Y'all been warned.
Senator, you just heard from Representative Jerry Golden that he has changed his mind on an assault rifle ban. Would you do the same?
Well, first of all, let me say that I think it is more important that we ban very high capacity magazines.
TLC is me. Hello. Good to see you. And yes, guys, this is sad. And what he did is total BS, because like literally we're not going to ask about like conditions or this or that, or maybe let's talk about the whole process, the mental health process, and how, how that works and how this dude was able to do this and what the process is, and the fact that he was flagged after having his mental, stay in the hospital for 2 weeks. But like I was explaining in the last live, there's things in place for this. It's just, it takes time. There's a process to it. The process needs to be streamlined. I agree, but there's processes in this. And I don't know, man. I'm really upset that that dude took it to this point, man. It was. Jimpy says, this was ridiculous. What a waste of time and effort. I agree. And look, she's been backed into it. I don't agree with what she's saying. I'm trying not to get political, but she's been backed into it. She's been backed into it. Yeah, I know exactly who it was, Julie Dope. But she got backed into it. And look at her nerves, man. Before she even got on there, before she even got on the mic, she was shaking, y'all. Did you guys watch her in the press conference? She's already so shook and traumatized and affected by this. And then this jackass gets up there and wants to attack her. Bro, get out of here, man. Some of these guys, I'm telling you guys, some of these reporters, hands down, some of these reporters, if they did not work for a big industry, a big news, agency like that, they would be on the internet. They'd be the people that we talk about all the time. 100%, dude. Slime balls, absolute slime balls. Yep, guys. So I apologize. I know this stuff just gets me a little upset, man. This she's an older lady, man. Why are you gonna go hard on her like this? She's like, with all this trauma going on, man. Disgusting.
I think that would have more input and more effectiveness. We had an assault weapon ban, which I supported, that was in effect for 10 years. It applied to, I believe, 17 or 19 styles of weapons. Later, the late Senator Dianne Feinstein proposed an expansion that would have covered 157 weapons. And it was based not on functionality, but on cosmetic features. So there's always more that we can do.
Let's see. Joy Doak says, when he got out of the hospital, he lost a job and his girlfriend, then went to Bull Hall where he was going to be in a tournament. Yo, where did you hear that at? What place did you hear that info at, Miss Julie Doak? Zircon says, Senator Collins always has a shaky voice. Yeah, I mean, but still, man, like, the situation, you know what I mean? There's appropriate ways to act in every situation. And this one right here, man, let's move in love. Let's not move in like attacking people and like getting political for political gain when there's been this mass tragedy like that. Come on. It's like, let's have some class, y'all. You know what I mean? I think someone is worried because he was flagged. Yeah, I mean, he was flagged. He definitely was flagged, but there's still a process to it. The process needs to be streamlined, though. I won't argue anybody on that. Let's see. All right. But like I was explaining that earlier on our live this morning, I was explaining that because people are like, how did he have a firearm when he was locked up for mental instability for, all that stuff. And I was like, well, dude, he's a firearms instructor. He's Army Reserve. He's going to have firearms. He had firearms before all this mental stuff happened. He was flagged when the mental stuff happened. But there's a process from that point to the point where law enforcement showing up to confiscate his firearms. There's it takes time to get to that point. So it's enough time for somebody to do what he did, unfortunately. It's not a mystery. I know a lot of people are like, it's why, how? That's why, right there. That's why.
I was a co-author of the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which provided funding, for example, for red and yellow flag laws and for mental health clinics, which I think is important as well. So certainly there's always more that can be done.
Senator, a decade ago, though, you opposed legislation that limited access to expanded, stocks and firearms capacity. Are you suggesting that you would do something different now?
And look at, man, he's still going in on her. He's still going in on her on it, man. It's ridiculous. It's so frustrating, y'all. So frustrating. I'm trying not to get too political with it as far as my opinions and whatnot, because I don't want that to be what this is about. But this, no class. That's all I got to say. No class. Jim B says, I just finished replaying this morning. It's that little girl that was hitting the leg, but what a strong girl she is. I know that little girl was something else, man. Something else. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Zircon is a firearms instructor. He's an Army reservist. He's an outdoorsman. He already had those. And then he went through his mental stuff. During the mental stuff, he got flagged. But between the point where you get flagged and they actually come to confiscate your stuff, that's a big time gap. I agree that time gap should be shortened. That whole process should be extremely streamlined. But there's already a process for it all. And a lot of people don't understand it. You know what I mean? Let's see. Laura agrees. Yep. Yeah, I mean, most people, I don't know, man. Most people don't do a lot of research. I'm starting to notice a lot of people don't do a lot of research because of the questions I see a lot. And I'm not talking about here. Y'all are smart. My people are smart. But like, I'm talking when I go to other chat rooms and stuff, people be asking some crazy questions where I'm like, how old are you? How old are you?
I don't believe you're correct. For example, I was the lead Republican sponsor of a bill that would ban bump stocks, which have the ability to turn a semi-automatic into a fully automatic machine gun. And that legislation has not been enacted into law. There was an attempt to do it by regulation, but it was struck down by the courts. I still support the bump stock legislation. The other thing that I think we can look at is, and I advocated, was to increase the age at which you could purchase a high capacity rifle from 18 to 21, the way it is for a handgun.
Senator Collins, you mentioned there are a lot of questions about the whereabouts of Robert Card. You mentioned a number of agencies searching for him. Can you offer any more detail?
Now, here's a proper reporter asking appropriate questions for this type of press conference. That's the type of question you ask at this press conference. That is a proper reporter. That other dude, slime ball. Absolute slime ball. Thank you, Jeannie Ange. Thank you. You know what, real quick, guys, before I forget, before we get too far to this, press conference, this press conference is almost over. We'll jump over to some live coverage. Before I forget, though, y'all, Turtle Island. I was just reminded about Turtle Island tonight. I think it is saying 7 p.m. my time out here on the West Coast. I'm not sure what that would be where you're at. But I'm thinking, guys, what we should do, hopefully we ain't got no people here spying on us, but I'm thinking the strategy for us today, to be honest with you all, because Huntress is safe and VHB safe, I believe. I think might be a sketchy night for your boy. But what I'm thinking is we hold off for like the first 45 minutes. See what happens in the first 45 minutes, right? Let the phone lines get jammed up. See what happens. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. I think within that short amount of time, that 45 minutes, we'll know if they're going to come for me or not. But either way, I say we wait till about 45 minutes in, and then if we could get at least, I don't know, if we can get at least 6 phone calls in for me, right? Get that 6 positive on there, I think we'll be all right. I think that should be the strategy for tonight. Be quiet for about 45 minutes, and as soon as that 45-minute mark hits, y'all just hit the phone line, right? Bump me into that positive about at least 6 votes, and I think we should be all right. I'm hoping it's not one of those nights where somebody decides, hey, we coming for that boy. We don't like the energy he's got. We don't like the momentum he's got. We gonna come for him. All right. So that's what I'm thinking we should do. I don't know if you guys are down with that, but I'd appreciate it if y'all would be down with that. Let's see what Julie Delk is saying. It's attorney's fault not taking his guns. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Let's see what else y'all are saying. 10 p.m. Okay, 10 p.m. Eastern for Turtle Island. Let me see what else you guys are saying. Steffi says, I think Queen Bee will go home tonight. That's what I'm thinking too, Steffi. That's what I'm saying. If we're just quiet for the first 45 minutes, we'll see what's going to pop off. And then 45-minute mark, just get some calls in for me around at least 6 votes, I think would be safe. Because look, what happened last time that I flew under the radar, right? I flew under the radar. It was working all the way up until it didn't. All right. And what happened was right towards the end of the show, I got somebody put, $50 against me. You know what I mean? I ain't going to say no names no more. I'm trying to lose my bitterness over it. All right. I ain't a sore loser. But somebody right at the end of the show decided to put a 50 against me. And some of y'all started trying to call in to save me, but it was too late. Too freaking late at that point. So I'm thinking 45 minutes in, see what's happening. Look, if they start coming after me before the 45 minutes, y'all jump on the damn phone, y'all. Start calling hot. But let it be quiet for about 45 minutes, and then we'll see what's popping, and then just jump up there, slam out some good positive, get a little positive lead going. And I think we should be all right for tonight. I think that will work really well. I don't know. What do you guys think? What they did, 50? Yeah, there's this lady with deep pockets, and last season, I was flying underway. I was doing good, y'all, and a lot of you guys were starting to rock with me and stuff. And we were just flying under the radar. And then, dude, right at the end, some lady with deep pockets dropped a 50 on me. Man, was like, I want somebody to win that wants it. And I was like, but I wanted it. She didn't get the memo, I guess. She didn't get the memo. Let's see. No, I know. Jeannie Edge, I know. I like her. I just don't think she likes me for some reason. I always try to chat with her and chat and stuff, or you know what I mean? And she's not really receptive to me. I don't know if she doesn't like me or something. You apologize ahead of time, you're not going to make it. Bees, that is unacceptable, Bees. It's okay, Bees. I understand. You got stuff going on. Last season, she didn't really know me last season. I don't think she really even knows me at this point. She sees me in chat. She knows I'm on the game show, but I don't think she's ever came to my channel. Everybody else from the circle has been over here, kicked it. Most people that come over end up liking it and staying, but she's never been here, dude. Never been here. At least not in chat. Not popped in. Let's see. All right. And no, I'm not talking crap, y'all. Just so you know, I'm not talking crap. I'm just telling you why I want the strategy tonight. The way I think we should do the strategy is because the fact that my experience last season, flying under the radar, doesn't necessarily always work. It works if you do it at the right time. You got to engage at some point, though. You got to go on the attack at some point. Let's see. And just leaving up to hope and chance that Queen Bee is going to go tonight, I'm not really good with that. I don't like the hope and chance. I like to know we got a secured thing. All right. Let's get back into this.
Regarding the whereabouts of Card or how close we're getting to finding him.
I cannot, because I don't want to jeopardize the search for him in any way. I have talked extensively to law enforcement, and as I said, just very recently with the FBI deputy director, but I certainly don't want to jeopardize the search in any way.
We're going to find laws used in this case. You are a big advocate of them. Do you know if they were used in this case?
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Yellow flag laws used in this case.
Who's this? Mick Droppin' Mom. Hi all, new here, also a Maynard. Well, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. I was about to say hopefully you like it here, but I promise you will. And you're from Maine. Are you close to where this is going on? If so, please be careful. Please be careful. And hopefully you don't have no family or friends in that area. Man, it's prayers going out for you all.
To mine, I don't know. That's a very good question.
That Maine got it right when it came to yellow flag.
Maine does have a good yellow flag.
If it's true, as we are hearing, that Robert Card had mental health issues and he was, the police put him forward for evaluation, you got it wrong.
No,
Yo, okay. McDroppin' Mom says I'm 20 minutes away and it's scary as F, actually. Prayers, my prayers are for the whole community, responders, the medical, like, and especially Ellie, man. What I'm hoping for all you locals up there is I'm hoping that this dude has already took himself out. That's what I'm hoping. I'm really hoping this is the case. I'm hoping that he's no longer a threat. But if he is out there, I'm hoping law enforcement gets to him fastest and successfully neutralizes this individual without any casualties.
I don't know whether there was a report to trigger the yellow flag law. It's certainly on the face of the facts that we have. It seems, could you let me finish, please?
Could you let me finish, please? She's about fed up with this nonsense.
It certainly seems that on the basis of the facts that we have, that the yellow flag law should have been triggered if in fact the suspect was hospitalized for 2 weeks for mental illness. That should have triggered the yellow flag law and he should have been separated from his weapons. I'm sure after the fact that's going to be looked at very closely. Obviously, that's a state issue, and I do not have knowledge of what happened in that instance.
Senator Collins, Mark Stone from Sky News, thank you for your time. I wonder if I could just ask you about the weapons again. Why do you think it is that you and so many other lawmakers in America...
Okay, straight up. I'm just going to be honest with you all. As soon as I hear somebody over here in America with that accent saying the things this man's about to say, apologize, y'all. I'm not trying to get political at all, but I don't like it. I don't like it. You need to take your ass back across the pond, homeboy. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Apologize.
It is right for Americans to have the right to own such high-velocity weapons.
Bro, it's called the Second Amendment, homeboy. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. I apologize. Like I said, I'm a libertarian, constitutionalist. I apologize when I get some dude who has an accent my forefathers fought against so I can have my rights, comes over here and starts speaking this nonsense. Apologize, y'all. Apologize. This is why I have to get over on Rumble and get some stuff out. You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, let me say, and I'll repeat it again, that for 10 years we had a ban on certain kinds of assault weapons, and I supported that ban. And when George W. Bush proposed that it be extended for 10 more years, I supported that effort, which did not succeed. Later, years later, there was an attempt by former Senator Dianne Feinstein to greatly expand the number of weapons that would be covered by that ban. And it was based not on lethality, but more on how they looked, on cosmetic features. And I did not think that that was appropriate. We do.
Let's see. Sweet Home Alabama said I can say a lot too, but I know, guys. I know. I'm trying to be good. You know, I'm usually pretty good about it. But come on, man. Come on. I don't like when foreigners be coming over here trying to tell us how to do anything, you know? I got love for all my people overseas, you know what I mean? Every country that watches, but dude, I don't, you know, they would like us going over there and doing that same thing, you know what I mean? And when we try to grandstand and have opinions on their stuff, they don't like it either. McDroppin' Mom says, oh God, I said that to someone tonight. There are 2 people who are reporters with accents. Maine doesn't have that much diversity, just saying. Yo, I apologize if I offend anybody with that one, but dude, come on, man. Come on. Jim B said, gotta run, grocery shopping. I'll see y'all the night at Turtle Island. Jim B, you be safe out there shopping. Let's see. They're at his house now, calling him out, but not sure if he's even in there. What channel is that on?
have a Second Amendment in our country.
And that gives
And-
people the right to own a weapon. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead. There's nothing else to be gleaned here. It's just political stuff. So we're gonna jump over to some live news right now with what channel is this? It's Fox. So we're gonna roll the dice until I can find something different. You know what I mean? But I can't do that politics no more. This is driving me nuts. Let's see.
Relatively safe. This has come as a surprise for so many. The suspect, Robert Card, again, he's considered armed and dangerous, should not be approached. Authorities have stressed that numerous times in various news conferences, as we've heard that throughout the day. Card had underwent a mental health evaluation in mid-July after he began acting erratically during training. So there's still a lot of questions surrounding all of this. Again, we're going to be getting an update here on the manhunt efforts in the next couple of minutes as we speak with a reporter on the ground. We'll also be talking with a former FBI agent, asking some of those questions about the mental health concern, also about just this.
All right, we're jumping to another one, guys. We're jumping to NBC real quick. I think they got some stuff going on.
Emily Aketa joins us now from Lewiston, Maine. Emily, any sense when we could see the shelter-in-place orders ease there?
Well, staff officials tell me that the directive for people to stay inside and keep their doors locked will likely remain in place until one of two things happen. First, the obvious one, the suspect is apprehended or captured, if they get some kind of information that makes them confident that the community is safe, that he has left the area. But those remain to be two big question marks at this hour as this community continues to reel, both heartbroken, in utter shock, and absolutely uneasy. As we learn, Steph, that more schools and government buildings will remain closed tomorrow.
All right, Emily Aketa, thank you so much. For more analysis on this manhunt, I'm joined now by Carl Schmay, a retired FBI supervisory special agent with 10 years of SWAT experience. Carl, thank you so much for joining me. You've been involved in multiple manhunts, including in rural areas. From your experience, where do you think he might have gone?
So, Stephanie, there's a...
Let me catch back up in chat real quick. No, absolutely. All of a sudden, it went from the victims to the Senate talking politics and embarrassed for us and victims. I know, man, that was ridiculous. Go to CNN. I went to CNN. They don't have anything live at CNN, though. I'm not seeing anything live. Let me see what they got video-wise. Yeah, I'm not. All right, so the only thing I'm seeing from CNN is like 2 hours ago. We could check it out, I guess. Let me cue it up for y'all. Because all these live broadcasts right now, they're just reiterating the same stuff. So we see what CNN says.
Is pouring resources into the manhunt in Maine for the suspected shooter who killed 18 people and injured 13 in Lewiston, Maine. Experts who have been sent in to help include an evidence response team, SWAT negotiators, a behavioral analysis unit, crisis managers, and a cellular analysis support team, which is a team that tracks cell phones. With me now is CNN's chief law enforcement and intelligence analyst, John Miller. John, the list of FBI resources I just ticked through, does anything stand out to you from this list? And what might that tell you about the state of the search for the suspected shooter?
Well, the FBI has brought the full package as far as things that they can do to support local law enforcement. A couple of things jump out. One is the people from BAU, the Behavioral Analysis Unit. Those are the FBI profilers. They understand mass murderers, active shooters, serial killers. And what they're going to do is try to give insights into what they can glean from his state of mind, things he's said, things he's written. They did 3 search warrants today, one on the house, another property on his land, and the car. What they're looking for are the notes, the computers, things that may tell them where this was coming from, where he's going. Also, the crisis negotiator. The crisis negotiators are their hostage negotiators. They bring those people in along the idea that if it becomes a barricade situation, you have people who have been studying him, people who are trained to talk to somebody who's under pressure, try to slow things down and bring it to a safe conclusion. So that's some of what you see in that package.
John, law enforcement sources told you that a working theory about.
All right, guys, I found some interviews that I'm gonna pull up real quick. Some locals, it looks like. Let's jump over to this.
Again, we're going to be getting an update here on the manhunt efforts in the next couple of minutes as we speak with a reporter on the ground. We'll also be talking with a former FBI agent, asking some of those questions about the mental health concern, also about just the search. What happens from here? We're now into the evening hours again. Now, the second time as this individual remains on the run, how is he getting around, considering they found his vehicle? Is he getting help? What other...
Let's see. Mick Dropping Mom says, why haven't they put in our game wardens to comb the very thick pine trees and brush in our state? I'm assuming they have an idea of him being in our town. Oh man, I hope. I was thinking he got in a boat yesterday after all that because of where they found his vehicle. I feel like he's an avid fisherman, right? So I felt like a boat and him knowing that area and those waterways so well. I feel like that was probably where he went. Let's see. Thank you, Jeannie Ange, for dropping all that. Thank you. And for the people that are still here after my rant, looks like some people dropped off after I did that little political rant. I don't know if they didn't like what I had to say, but it is what it is. That's not what they're showing. It's CNN TV Live. Okay, I'll check that out. But anyways, guys, for the 13 people left, I'm thinking the strategy though for Turtle Island. Let me modify that. Let's not do it at the 45 minutes. Maybe we'll do it at 45 minutes left. 45 minutes left of the show. If they haven't come for me, I say we load the phone lines up at 45 minutes left, because what'll end up happening is towards the end of the show, the calls start slowing down, right? So if we all wait until that 45 minutes left and then load it down, as long as I'm not getting attacked before that, I think that'll be an awesome strategy. And that came from, I'll just give credit to Bees for that. Bees gave me that strategy. I like that idea. So let's do that, guys. Let's hold off until about 45 minutes left, until we can see the whites of their eyes, and then charge, baby. Fire. All right, I'll shut up. Let's get back into this.
Methods of transportation could he be using? And then we've also heard from major cities like New York City as they prepare for the possibility of any sightings of Card 2. So there's a lot of different aspects here, different angles that we're going to continue to hone in on as we talk with various guests throughout our programming this evening. In the meantime, though, there are a lot of guests, community members, people who are in the area that are very on edge with everything that is happening. Some of our crews on the ground there have been catching up with them, talking with some of these folks who are really just shaken up after everything that happened overnight.
I don't know that I was ever scared.
Yo, that about scared the shit out of me, yo. Holy crap. Oh my Lord, y'all could have. Yo, man, you don't just hit your people like that, man. I know I come in hot most of the time for my lives, but damn, dude, that was a bit much. Jeannie Ange says, you have to go to chat and get people to come to your channel. They will like you, I promise. They have to know. You have to know yourself. You have to sell yourself. I don't know how I feel about selling myself, Miss Jeannie Ange, but I get what you're saying. I know. I try to go over there and chat and let people know who I am, but I think it's, I hate to agree with Dolly, but I do think the name is a detractor. But I can't get rid of it, man. I can't. They're literally okay. So, Mom, are you talking about CNN, like the TV? Because I don't got the TV set up on my computer. I can't stream my TV. So if you're talking about the TV, I can't see that. Then if that's what you're talking about, I can't find it. No, you froze. What? That froze? For real? Is that why everybody dropped off? We had 20 people chilling in here, 20, we were dripping from 20 to 22 people, and then all of a sudden it dropped down to 9 people. I was like, damn, man. y'all got that mad at me for that rant because I don't like people with foreign voices come over telling us what to do. Apologize. You're very good at what you do. You have to let them see that. Jeannie, you're so supportive. Thank you for being so sweet. So that's why you lost people. I don't know, Miss Darcy. I don't know if I like pissing people off. If I wasn't taking either side in the politics. I was just saying I didn't like the politics, but I was very opinionated on the fact that I had somebody with a foreign voice telling our people what they should feel and believe. You know what I mean? I just didn't like that. Tennessee sweetheart, good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Every phone call will count because it's all Piscine Gang. That's what's up. Jeannie, his mama tried to sell him and she stuck with him. Well, I'm not sure what that meant. They need a SWAT team to bust in there and quit yelling at the house. Protocol. Let's see. Hindsight, you haven't frozen at all here. Yeah, I think what it was is I might have pissed some people off being opinionated on the politics and whatnot. And it was weird because I wasn't being opinionated on either side. I was just saying I didn't like the fact that both of those reporters, especially the dude with the foreign voice, were like making it about politics. That's all I said. And I don't know if I made people mad. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So Miss Darcy said yes. You had to go in and out 4 times. I don't know what's going on, man. There's all kinds of complications. It seems like my stream over on Rumble is strong, and my stream over on Facebook is strong. It's looking strong, but I don't know. I don't know. The YouTube's. It seems like it's okay. Strength is saying it's all good. Okay, say yes. Regular tube. Yeah, I don't have the regular tube hooked up to this situation out here. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I could probably go to I don't know if I could go to the website and pull it from the website, or if I'm gonna have to have an account for that. I don't have an account with that. B says, I'm getting his name out there as everybody is mistaking me for him. That's funny. I didn't think about that. I like that. That's actually a good idea. Now that I think about it, thank you. McDroppin' Mom says, totally loving your vibe, actually. I appreciate that. That's what most people say. They like the vibe over here. But man, dude, I don't know. Maybe people just got busy too. Maybe they're preparing for the game tonight. I don't know. Maybe they're not mad at. I don't know. You never know. All right, let's listen to what this lady said after she scared the shit out of me.
Scared. I think last night I described it as numb. You just didn't really know how to feel. Like, you're just sitting there and you're making sure that everybody you know is okay. Making sure that, everybody's home, being safe. My dad lives in a rural town not too far from here. He's like, well, do you need to come here? I was like, well, they're telling us to shelter in place. But if my husband goes to work and then helps a friend out in Turner tomorrow, I told my dad, I was like, we're going to just come and hang out with you guys. Like, I don't fully feel comfortable, especially this person or people haven't been caught yet.
I woke hoping that he was caught. I slept on and off for about 2-3 hours, and first thing was to check my phone. Is he alive? So my first thought, is he still alive? Is he still out there? Can we feel like we can start the process of grieving and moving forward? How do we move forward? Feeling as a community, we're numb, we're hurt, we're how can you feel safe again? How can we send our kids to school? How can we go to the grocery store to go shopping? Like, how are we supposed to move forward when there's people out there that aren't getting the help they need? Our country, our city, our state, we need mental health. I just ask that everybody pray for our city, pray for our people, because we are mourning, and we are going to be mourning for a long time. We haven't even gotten a list of people yet, and I'm dreading that.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of very emotional community members, as many of them still are in such shock from everything that transpired, and they have so many questions about this as we continue to discuss here. Let's give you another live picture out of Lewiston right now. We're going to take a quick commercial break here. We still have much more to come. We'll be talking with a reporter here any minute now, giving us an update on the search efforts. Also, again, speaking with a former federal prosecutor and former FBI agent who can speak on a variety of topics here as the search continues. That's coming up as well in the next 10 minutes. Much more to come. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
All my people over on Rumble that are watching, let me know how the feed is looking. If y'all are over there, I know there's a few of you over there, at least 5 of you that I saw last. Let me know if the feed's coming through clear, because yeah, Facebook, I mean not Facebook, YouTubers are having some issues, I guess. Let's see, because it's looking like the feeds are good everywhere, guys. I don't know what's going on. Even on horrible Facebook, the feed's good. That's strange. Let's speed this up and get caught back up. Miss Julie Delp, what are they saying on CNN Live right now? Is it still just yelling at the house? What's popping off? Keep me informed, since I'm not near a TV. Let's see.
Sending sympathy to families and encouraging law enforcement. But they did note at the end of that presser that last year there were 22 gun-related deaths.
Let's see. Hindsight says, haven't messed up once. Maybe their internet. It's either the internet or I pissed some people off. Hindsight's, I don't know. I might have made some people mad.
In Maine. So in one night here in Lewiston, that number was almost matched. But right now, obviously the road is closed behind me, but this is the second location, a restaurant just right down the street where a gunman opened fire, killing 8 people. Just minutes earlier, about 4 miles down the road, he killed 7 people at a bowling alley. 3 others that were wounded died on the way to the hospital, and more than a dozen people were hurt. Now, the suspect is 40-year-old Robert Card. He was started as a person of interest, but now is facing arrest warrants. According to a Maine Information Center bulletin obtained by Fox, Card is a firearms instructor and a U.S. Army reservist. Last night, law enforcement found Card's car just before midnight in Lisbon, about 8 miles from the murder scenes. More than 300 officers are trying to track him down, and the Maine State Police have told people in Lewiston, Lisbon, and Bowdoin to shelter in place for now. I spoke with a woman who lives just feet from the bowling alley where the shooting began.
All right, looks like it's pretty much the same interviews. Let me catch back up in chat though, and then I dropped another poll, y'all. If you wanna, y'all wanna check that one. Let me see. McDrop Mom said, and so Insider, I'm saying I would not be surprised if they catch him tonight, early tomorrow. The schools have proactively allowed school back in session tomorrow. Seems conspiracy / coincidence. If they're letting the schools back in tomorrow, maybe the schools have been told something that law enforcement already, I don't know. That might mean something. Sweet Home Alabama says my connection's been good. Protectingly. Okay, protectingly. I got you. Yeah. Well, Sweet Home Alabama, I think I might have actually made some people upset. I don't know how, because I didn't take one side or the other. I was just literally saying it shouldn't have been about politics, and I don't like foreigners coming to tell us what to do. I don't know how that could have upset anybody. I really don't. But hey, it is what it is.
This is our friends, our family, our loved ones, our town, our city. Like, this isn't okay. I just haven't stopped since last night, been on and off, and tried working this morning, trying to keep myself occupied, and so the kids aren't going to school.
Police say if you know anything about Card's whereabouts, you should call 911. Back to you, Lexi.
All right, Kaylee, thanks so much for that update. We're getting some information out right now, and I'm not sure how far you are from the suspect's home, but that there might be different commands that are being heard from officers to potentially Robert Card himself. Are you hearing anything
Shit,
right now?
stop the show. There he is. What's up, Stony Stone? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Thank you for trying to keep me updated while I was in class today. I appreciate that.
I have seen the reports that there is increased FBI and law enforcement presence at 2 properties connected with Card, and that loud bangs have been heard at one of those properties. But I am not currently there, and I cannot hear those bangs, but I have seen.
Okay, well, those bangs could have been them doing entry into the house, right? Flash bangs and stuff. And he may or may not have been there. But if we go back up to what McDrop and Mom just said about the schools being back in session tomorrow, I'm just speculating here. Bang bangs, schools are being told they can go back into session. You know what I mean? Yeah, possibly this could be over and we don't know about it, but we shall see. We shall see.
Those reports. Here, it's actually pretty quiet. Police are coming in and out, but it's mostly media in the area. And as far as residents go, I can say it's been pretty quiet here for sure, and people are sheltering in place.
Yeah, that's right. A good reminder that you are in Lewiston. That is in Bowden, where the suspect is from. So obviously trying to keep track of all these different locations here. But Kaylee, obviously we heard from one resident there, very emotional. I know that you've spent the day there. You've really had a chance to get a feel for this community, the area. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you've discovered just in your reporting there today?
Yeah, so when I was talking with residents here.
Oh, snap. Miss Sassy's here. Good to see you, Miss Sassy.
Today, I was just asking them, when you heard this news, what are you feeling right now? And honestly, a lot of residents told me that they're just feeling numb. They don't even know what they feel right now. They said this is such a tight-knit community and everyone knows everyone. And that woman I spoke to that you just heard from, she was picking up her daughter right next to the bowling alley, right as that shooting was happening. And she said she sends her daughter goes there alone sometimes, just playing with kids, and there will be children inside that bowling alley alone. So right now they're just really in shock and they're just not feeling safe and don't really know what to do next, but they definitely want to make sure that whoever is responsible for this is caught.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Fox's Kaylee Schuyler there reporting. Kaylee, thanks so much for that update. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
All right, as I talked with Kaylee there, you heard me say that there's reports that we might be hearing some conversation between law enforcement members, potentially Robert Card himself. We want to just pull up this live image here. We're going to turn up the volume, see if we can hear anything. Again, as we heard from Kaylee there, she was in Lewiston with that report. This is in Bowden, Maine, again, where the suspect, Robert Card, the 40-year-old man who's believed to have killed 18 people, injuring 13 others. That is where he's from. Let's listen in here as we keep this live image up.
Y'all know those choppers get me excited, y'all. I can't help it. I can't help it. Yo, this is a tease. Y'all just letting us listen to what's going on, man. Like, damn. But if it was JLR doing it, we'd be doing the same damn thing, just sitting here listening. Ooh, Don Michelle, thank you, man. Thank you for smashing that button all the way in. I appreciate you.
All right, and we're just checking in here. We have a guest that we're going to bring in here any moment now, but we are working to get more information as we leave this live image up. We have several live images coming in right now. What appears to be reports that law enforcement members.
You guys can't hear that? No? Can you guys give me some ones if y'all can hear it? Because I know sometimes some of y'all can hear it, some of y'all can't, depending if you got headphones in or whatnot. Just give me one in chat though if you guys can hear any of that.
Could be outside of the home of Robert Card in Bowden, Maine, and also several other images that we're getting in, although it is very dark. So we're going to keep this up right now as we get all of these different live feeds settled. We're going to continue to take you through this with us as we watch this happening live and in real time. Let's keep this up.
Let's see. What's it doing?
Maybe is there a reason to believe that he could have had help? But then again,
I don't think anybody would have guessed that. There would have been a lot of work done today to determine if he had access to other vehicles, family members, friends. Everyone would have presumed that he would have not been using his vehicle that could have easily been identified. So there would have been a bunch of investigation going into whether he had rented a vehicle, whether he had access to friend or family vehicles. Everyone would have assumed.
Thank y'all for the ones. I see the ones. Thank you. Thank you.
He'd have been in a vehicle besides his own. But that, again, doesn't appear to be the case. It may turn out that he did this horrific act last night and then went home. That's very, very unusual.
Sure, and there's also the question too, Greg, of how planned could this have been? Could this have been prevented, especially knowing what we know about the concerns of mental health in mid-July and now this? I'm trying to see what we're seeing here in this up-close shot. Still looks like just a lot of movement surrounding the house there. We're kind of getting a glimpse at the window. But going back to my question there, though, Greg, if there were any other signs, any other indications that maybe law enforcement could have been aware of before.
Look, he was already flagged in the system when he went in for that mental health situation. Only thing that happened is the system doesn't work fast enough, right? 3 months, y'all. He should have had his stuff confiscated within 3 months.
This all unfolded.
Yeah, sadly, yes. And you hate to sound like a Monday morning quarterback, but this clearly should have been reported when he was in a mental health facility, been admitted.
Yep, he's still out there, Sam. He's still out there. And welcome back.
And most glaringly, he had threatened to do a shooting like this on a military base. Quite frankly, it's just inexcusable that this wasn't reported to law enforcement.
Yeah, that's not how it works, bro. It's not really how it works. But, I don't know, man. It's hard to explain to people.
All right, so we're watching here right now. We're getting a little bit of a better idea, at least, of we're able to.
Like, people could say some crazy guys. Like, people could say some crazy stuff. But just because they say some crazy stuff doesn't literally mean that law enforcement has the legal rights to lock them up. Now they start acting crazy. That's a different story. 5150, right? Which he got the lockup. But man, it's like some people don't understand the law, like in people's rights. It doesn't work like that.
We'll just make out this window of part of the home here. Again, Greg, for viewers who are just joining us, kind of walk them through what we're seeing right now, how long this could go, and recap what we expect to happen from here.
Roger Lynn, good to see you, sir. Thank you for being here.
This could go all night. This is there is no rush when he's in there by himself. Again, if there were other individuals in there, especially if they were innocent individuals in there, it would be a much different situation. But it appears that he's in there by himself. So SWAT is not going to hit that house anytime soon. They're going to let the negotiators do their job. They're going to try to talk him out, convince him clearly that it's in his best interest to come out, and that peacefully and that, no one gets hurt. If that's unsuccessful, and again, it could easily go all night. If that's unsuccessful, it's highly likely the next step would be for SWAT teams to gas the house, try to subdue him before they go in. A SWAT team is one of the most.
I just want to know if he's actually in there because we thought he was the last place that they were at. No, is he in there?
Dangerous things a SWAT team can do is to hit a house with a trained shooter who has long guns.
That's exactly what I've been telling you guys. That's what I'm worried about. This situation right here. Yeah, I'm hoping that he's already, in there. That's what I'm hoping.
Body armor doesn't help you with the type of weaponry he has. They have ballistic shields and things like that, but it'd be a very, very dangerous arrest. So they're not.
That's what I'm saying, Roger Lynn saying. So let me get this straight. He somehow made it back to his home. It wasn't under control or observation. That's why I'm having a hard. That's why I need some verification on this. Like, it don't make a whole lot of sense. Let's see what else y'all are saying. Roger, my man. That's right. Yeah, they have no clue. Stony Stone agrees. I agree. No clue. Okay, so he is surrounded. I was seeing it on Michelle's live. It looks like they have a house surrounded. I can't verify to y'all if he's in there or not. I don't know if they can either.
Going to do that unless it's absolutely necessary, and it's not absolutely necessary in the near future.
Off the top of your head, Greg, how long have you seen some of these negotiations go before?
I've seen them go, 8 hours, 12 hours in these types of situations. Again, because there's just no rush.
Anybody want a link? Anybody want to come up and give their opinions on this situation? I'll drop a link, y'all. Don't be scared, y'all. Don't be scared. Got like 19 of y'all up in here now. Don't be scared. Anybody want to come up? I'll drop the link.
And there by himself, and there's just no sense in putting more people's lives in danger to arrest him. That place is surrounded.
I know hindsight's. That's what they said at the last place, though. That's why I'm like, I'm scared to get too excited that he's actually in there. McDropamom says, why are they doing this? Like, no confirmation, just commentary. This feels cringe. I know, trust me, I know. But I gotta cover it anyways, unfortunately. Even if it is a waste of our time. Let's see. Kate Mack, my brother, good to see you. Oh, speaking of that, you just reminded me of work, bro. Y'all, I passed my test today. I'm officially a hazardous material responder. Much love to everybody who was putting the prayers out there for me that I passed. I passed. Your boy passed. Now, hopefully I don't blow up a building or anything. All right, let's see. Let's see. At this point, Sonny Stone says, at this point, they're out of options and the public is expecting some results. So they're doing whatever to keep the public calm. I agree with that. It's crazy. Hindsight says, I know, mic drop 100. Thank you all. Thank you guys. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I went in there feeling all charged up because I got a community of just amazing people behind me. Thank you, Jeannie Ann. Thank you all. Thank you guys. Thank you. It seemed like I'd be thank you all a lot, man. I don't know what I'd do without y'all, for real.
Rounded. He's not getting away. And so again, there's just no rush to this type of arrest situation. The negotiators are very well trained, and
True Tam. Hello, everyone. Hello to you. Thank you for being here. I haven't seen you here before. Appreciate you for dropping in and checking it out. Go ahead and smash the subscribe. You're gonna have a great time, man. Promise.
we're going to let them do their job.
And Bowden here, where the suspect's home is located, this is about 24 miles from Lewiston, where we've also been getting updates this evening. We've known, Greg, that there's obviously law enforcement that have been here in Bowden. There have been law enforcement personnel in Lewiston and in many other surrounding areas as well. We just heard from officials even in New York City as they prepared for any possible sightings of Robert Card there. So why now do you think we're now hearing that the suspect is there? Do you think that maybe he was hiding in their home and they saw something, or what would lead them to believe that they finally noticed that the suspect could have been home this whole time?
I'll be very interested to find that out, because one normal tactic that would have been used in this case is to be searching all of his properties. Teams would have gone out to every residence that he has any interest in to try to find information that would help them determine where he might have gone. I mean, you might be looking for something as innocent as receipts for airline tickets, bus tickets, other vehicles he may own. I mean, all of those sorts of things you'd be looking in residences. It may well be that someone approached that residence with the search warrant and saw something. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's what happened. That someone went there and they determined that he was there, and then they made the right decision to back out, because a lot of the search warrant teams might have showed up. They're not tactically trained. They're not SWAT teams. They were probably just going to go and, nobody would have. If you would have asked me if he was at his residence, I would have said not likely.
Yeah, and still watching here. We're trying to also see if we can hear anything while we talk with you, Greg, of some of this back and forth communication with law enforcement as they surround the suspect's home. But also going back to what we know, there's two different crime scenes here, as we mentioned before, about 4 miles apart from one another, the bowling alley and then the bar and grill.
Thank you, True Tam. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
So going back to any warning signs on the other side of it, do you think that this was really thoughtfully planned by the suspect, considering that he does have such extensive experience?
Well, let me answer that. Yes, this dude planned it. You don't pull off that type of carnage and get away this long without planning it.
I don't know if it was any more thoughtfully planned than he knew these areas. There's photographs of him bowling, so it's highly likely he's been to that bowling alley. He obviously went to easy targets. Those are very, what you would call, they're just easy target scenarios, because there are a lot of people there.
Well, this is what I was saying last night, y'all. He knew where to go, how many soft targets would be there. He knew what time to be there, right? And he planned it right before it got dark. Dude, that was planned. He went in, boom, boom, next position, boom, boom, out, dished his vehicle to make it look like, I don't know, he's at the river, and he could have went back to the home. I mean, I don't know. We don't know. I guess we'll find out, but this was planned, y'all. And definitely planned.
But they're not secured. There's not going to be armed guards. Normally at a bowling alley or at a bar, there might be a bouncer, but he's not going to be armed. So he went to places where he knew there were going to be a lot of people. There were going to be a lot of easy targets, and that doesn't take a whole lot of planning. That
Criminal Meg, good to see you. Good to see you.
That could have been just a spur of the moment decision made, and it doesn't require a whole lot of planning to hit targets like that, and that's what he did.
All right, and Greg, I know we're talking about a variety of different angles here as we watch this all in real time, and I want to also just remind viewers here, if they're new to us, this is kind of what makes us unique. We're able to bring you these live images in real time, live, raw, and unfiltered.
Well, you ain't unique. You're doing the JLR. That's what we call the JLR. You tripping.
So you're watching this unfold.
Listen to this lady.
And we get so many. We have, again, this shot that's outside of the suspect's home. We also have another shot out of Lewiston.
They capping, y'all. They learned this from YouTubers. They had to start doing this because we were on the scene too fast. And when I say we, I mean JLR. But you know what I mean, y'all.
And two, so we do want to keep this one outside of the suspect's home up right now. Greg, I want to ask you, any other major points that you'd like to make here? Obviously, very extensive experience in handling so many big cases such as this one. Anything that comes to mind that you would like to add? It looks like we have a reporter now in the shot. We're going to take a different one here as we get out of that one. But Greg, any final thoughts? I know that you also have somewhere to be and maybe could be joining us later.
Yes. No, my final thought is law enforcement has handled this very well. They've obviously been putting in a good amount of time and effort to find this guy. I'm thrilled that they found him so quickly. And but now people are going to have to be patient, because I can assure you they're going to take their time to get him out of that house. It's a incredibly dangerous arrest scenario, because this guy is trained.
Let me see. Is this his brother's home? No, this is his home, Criminal Med. The whole brother's home thing was a bunk mission. They think he's in his home, but I can't find out if there's an actual verification on it or not, or if it's going to end up the same situation at the brother's house. I don't know. But supposedly he's in his home, and it's surrounded, supposedly.
With very sophisticated weaponry. And again, people see a SWAT team and they see him with all that body armor on and everything. That body armor is useless against the type of rounds that are in that rifle that he has. So they're just not going to be in any hurry to go into that residence unless they absolutely have to. So they're going to let the negotiators do their job.
All right. Well, Greg, thank you so much. We really
Yes, they potentially maybe have us around. Potentially maybe.
appreciate all of your insight here as we're
speed this up.
Happening right now. Now, Bowdoin, this is about 20 minutes or so from where Lewiston is, where all of this chaos unfolded yesterday evening. Those two crime scenes where the suspect went to, the bowling alley and the bar and grill, they're about 4 miles from each other. We know now that 18 people between the two locations have been killed, police say, by the suspect, Robert Card, and 3 of them died on the way to the hospital, at least 13 others injured. We've heard from officials throughout the day today, though they haven't really specified a lot of this information. Their priority right now, of course, is trying to locate this very dangerous individual who is still on the run now 24 hours later. Now, what we know right now about what law enforcement has said is that they...
Man, I hope y'all are taking time out. I mean, I can't tell you all what to do, but hope y'all are taking time out your day. I know we pray for a lot of people. We cover true crime. We be doing it all the time, but man, prayers for these law enforcement officers, because they are in a dangerous situation, y'all. And obviously prayers for all the victims. But man, these men and women that are on this front line right now, they're in a dangerous situation. And I pray that dude's not breathing already. I really hope that they go in and there's no exchange. I'm really worried about law enforcement.
They had yelled out, quote, "You are under arrest, hands in the air," at that residence, which is, of course, connected to Robert Card. They also said, "We'd like to speak to you. Walk to the front of the truck with nothing in your hands. We want to do this safely for you and everyone else." That was what a law enforcement officer could be heard.
Criminal Med, from what I was hearing, and I can't, like I said, this is just what I was hearing. I heard the family ain't down with it. I heard the family is like, no, we're helping law enforcement. I heard they've been helpful, from what I heard.
Yelling. Again, this is happening as you're watching here live outside of what is believed to be the suspect's residence. So a lot of activity, not only in Bowdoin, but also in Lewiston and the surrounding areas. Over 350 law enforcement personnel out that are searching right now for Robert Card. And part of this is that we don't know how long this is going to go. So we're going to keep getting these live images in. We're going to keep talking with our reporters who are there on the ground covering this, who are hearing exactly what police are saying.
They need to bring Yoda in, man. Yoda done tracked this boy down, done have him snatched up by the scout.
That we got from the hospital. We've had several updates today. We heard from, and we apologize for some of the green flags.
Y'all remember Yoda, right? Y'all remember Yoda. How can you forget Yoda? You know what I mean? The dog that snatched Cavalcante up by a scout. We should get him in here.
From lawmakers numerous times today, as we continue to get new details, new developments into this investigation. So while we continue to watch here outside of the suspect's home and listen as well, we're going to play out that update from the hospital from earlier this afternoon.
Okay. Okay, need a high sign here. Okay, all right. Good afternoon. My name is Steve Littleson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Central Maine Healthcare and the President of Central Maine Medical Center here in Lewiston. The first thing that I would like to do is, on behalf of the 3,000 professionals and team members of Central Maine Healthcare, express our deepest sympathies and send out our condolences to all of the family members of the victims of last night's tragedy and to the other members of our communities that have been directly affected by the events of.
No disrespect to this guy. We listened to this guy talking in the last press conference. It looks like we got some new reporting stuff going on this other channel. We're going to jump over to this other channel.
Doesn't mean he's in the house, doesn't mean he's not in the house. But obviously with the amount of just sheer presence of law enforcement and media here right now, one would make assumptions. I will say when I walked up here, and we're probably a good, again, I don't know, half a mile at least from the family home, there was 6, 7, 8 police cars on the street, and there's a physical barricade with other officers over my shoulder, which you probably can't see from here. And then all the way up this hill, that's where the family house is. Jake, I was also here about 10 hours ago talking to a neighbor. Hundreds of acres where I'm standing right now all belong to the Card family. They own a ton of land here. And what this gentleman told me, who was childhood neighbors with Robert Card, is that there is an assumption that because his father's name was on this house, people were assuming he was there, that there potentially could be movements over there at this specific property, which...
Bedtime stories with Bella. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. McDroppin told me to come over, and then you said Yoda. Yoda would kill it here. Yoda would be on top of stuff here. Thank you for McDrop. Thank you for bringing people over, y'all. Thank you for bringing friends over. I appreciate it.
It's just police going to an address associated with the man. It does not mean that he is there or that there is a confrontation underway right now.
That's a very good characterization. They've said that this is doing their due diligence. Literally, those were the words that Maine State Police used in post. It doesn't mean that Robert Card isn't in there. It just means that they are saying, do not draw assumptions based on the fact you have all of these people out here. And as you can probably hear, Jake, the sounds of the helicopter above. I will tell you.
Oh, no, thanks for being here. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the community.
Much activity from above and on the ground. But again, doesn't mean anything yet. We are waiting for police to make some sort of address.
Thank you for that clarity, Sam. So reacquaint us with who Robert Card is. What have you been hearing from residents there about who he is, and what do authorities know about him so far?
Yeah, there are quite a few revelations on that front today. Card is a 40-year-old who has spent a couple of decades, according to both police sources and people that I've spoken with in armed services, as an Army reservist.
That's a good point, Criminal Med. That's a good point. You're right. You're right. I don't want Yoda getting a bullet.
Former Army reservist, not in the same unit as Card, but had actually been trained by him on an M16 rifle. And what he told us was that it is scary how good Robert Card is with weapons. He said, he understands the tactical sides of things. He understands warfare. I mean,
bro, this is literally what I was telling you all last night. I didn't even have to have somebody tell me that. I knew by the way that dude was walking in, the way he was holding it, and the background that we heard last night. I already knew all this. Man, and I'm telling you right now, I don't know if law enforcement actually knows where he is. I don't think they know where he is. I'm going to be honest with you. I still think that he hit that boat. I still think he got on a boat, and he's not anywhere they think he is.
I mean, this just made the hair on the back of my neck stand up, Jake, to hear a description like that based on someone that we know authorities is hunting for right now. So we know that. We also know that his sister-in-law and some members of the family had come out.
And yeah, if you guys can help me hit that 50 likes, it really helps me fight the haters and the trolls. I got issues with trolls. They be trying to mess with my accounts, my algorithm, you know what I mean? So if you guys can smash those likes and smash those shares, I'd appreciate it greatly.
Confirmed that he had trouble with what he said were voices in his head. They were deeply concerned about his mental state and had reported it.
Hi, Mary J. Doe. Good to see you, man.
To the military and also to the police. And in fact, over the course of the summer, several sources tell NBC News.
Bedtime stories with Bella. I think when they find him, at least I'm hoping he's already unalived himself, to be honest with you. I don't want any more people losing their lives over this dude.
That it is true. He was intervened by police and taken to a mental care facility for a couple of weeks in July.
That's a good question. Any of the property along water? That's a good question. Maybe.
The same person who was in possession, apparently, of a semi-automatic weapon. And I did ask that question to police today. How could it be that after this individual voiced all of these concerns about his own mental stability?
Thank you, Miss Bella. I appreciate that.
He still can have a weapon, and no one could seem to answer that question, although there are no red flag laws in Maine. I know that's getting talked about considerably. There's yellow flag laws, but no red flag laws, which means that you would need someone to deem them mentally unstable to take away the weapon. And it's just one of those things right now where perhaps many people are second guessing how this could be. But the reality is someone who is self-avowed at this point to have issues with mental health was armed, and police believe is responsible for all of these murders.
A trained warrior, obviously so troubled, he went to authorities looking for help and is now on the loose and heavily armed. Sam, you've obviously been there for a day or so now. Give us some sense of the place. I understand Bowdoin is a very small town, just a few thousand people. Give us some sense of where Robert Card is from and what the community's response is to this at this hour.
Julie Doak says he was in the reserves for 20 years. Skilled. Like I said last night, could tell you skilled.
Sure. So to your first,
that's why everybody was confused. That's why everybody thought it was multiple shooters, is because this one individual with that much skill can do that much damage.
Question. Bowdoin is like 3,200 people. Lewiston, I believe, is the second largest city in Maine, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 38,000. But if you're looking collectively, Jake, at all.
So you're in agreement with me, Criminal Med. He's doing well, planned, focused, and I think gone, in my opinion. I'm right there with you. I think he planned it. He's the right mix for this not to go well for everybody.
Burn, Lewiston, Bowdoin, it's really more like 50, 60,000 people. We're not talking about a huge population or geographic area. But the reality is right now, he may not necessarily be in this state. No one could answer the question whether he's here, whether he's still alive. We know that other states have not issued shelters in place like what we've seen here, but they are certainly remaining vigilant, and resources are pouring in right now from New York and from Boston, FBI field offices all throughout the area, state, federal, local, hundreds of people on the ground right now trying to find this man. But as far as the community reaction is concerned, several times today, I spoke with people who said, you know, he's a good guy. And I don't know what happened. I saw a mom with her son in a convenience store, like the only store that was open in this entire town. And she said, you know, you could see the pain in her face. He was a good guy. I don't know. I don't want to talk to you right now, but I don't know how this could have gone so south. And I've heard that from quite a few people.
At this hour, a troubled man on the loose in a small community. Sam Brock, thank you so much for this. And thank you so much for the clarity around the obviously urgent scene behind you, but one that does not bring a clear end to this manhunt. Sam Brock, thank you so much. Now, Maine has a low homicide rate, and this event is its worst mass shooting.
Let me catch back up the chat, guys. Let me catch back up. Roger Lynn said, I doubt he will be caught alive. He knows after this crime, if he is caught, he is toast. Whether he offs himself or he has the SWAT team do it for him, I think he does it himself. I feel like he might have already done it, to be honest with y'all. I feel like he got in a boat. He went somewhere he knew, and he did it on his own terms. That's how I feel. I feel like he probably did it that way. That's just my speculation, though. Yeah, I agree. They don't know where the hell he is at all. Misty Johnson. Hey, all kinds of new people be popping in here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for this info. Love the community. Man, you know, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you. Let's see. Bedtime with Bella says, I swear it reminds me of MK Ultra candidate. Right. It's telling you, like, somebody triggered this dude, said the trigger word, and this dude went nuts. Do not underestimate him. He may be going for another group of people. You never know. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. You're very. That's a possibility, but let's hope not. I'm praying not. Let's see. Criminal Man said, I think he would have offed himself already if he was. No, this is a game. Hearing directions in his head. But that's the thing, is we have no visual. There's been no visual of this dude since the incident yesterday, right? So I think he's already done. To be honest with you, I got a strong feeling he probably already did it. That he got in a boat, went somewhere, and he did it on his own terms. Especially if he had any moment of clarity where the psychosis snapped. You know, he did the thing. He's going, and then sometimes after people have these breaks, they have a moment of clarity. I think if he had that moment of clarity, he might have took himself out. Just my opinion, y'all. Just my opinion. Miss Bella says, same, I think he's not alive. Miss Johnson, agree. Julie Delk says he's probably hiding in a bunker. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Again, I will say heavily wooded state. We are in a pine tree state, and they would be deploying game wardens on the waters also, as they know the land he is condensed in. I hope that. I hope they know where he's at, but man, it ain't looking too good right now. Let's jump back into this live and catch us back up.
Instituted additional background checks. Giffords Law Center, which also
again get in the way of their investigation, because at some point people are going to begin to become impatient if he's not apprehended here soon, because people are afraid, they're angry.
7 more likes, y'all. 7 more likes to hit that 50 for me. If you can help me out, I appreciate it.
They're frightened, they're sad, they have a number of emotions that are going on, and hopefully this subject can be brought into custody here very soon.
And Chief, let's talk about the shelter-in-place orders. Why are people being asked to stay inside? What is the value of locking people down as much as authorities have asked them to be? And why our thoughts?
You ever just scratch your head at some of these questions that people ask?
It's your turn to people who perhaps are living unhoused, perhaps do not have shelter. I'm curious what they are supposed to do. Why the lockdown? Why is it happening?
Well, of course, in this particular case, and this is a very tragic case, had a lone gunman, as far as we know, who was operating, went to 2 different locations, killed 22 people, injured 13 others that we know of at this very moment.
False. He just stated false facts. It's not 22, it's 18, right? And the injury count is way lower than what they were saying. This dude's capping.
You have a community of that size, a small bedroom community, if you will, of that size. People there know each other.
And that's how misinformation gets spread on the YouTube streets.
People are either in close proximity to each other in terms of 1 or 2 degrees of separation. There's a large number of people, I'm quite sure, related to each other who've been in that community historically for a long period of time. So asking people to hunker down in place while we have someone we know is a violent killer is the proper thing to do to help keep people safe. Now, if people truly need to get out, I don't think.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying though? This is supposed to be a big news organization, right? Right? We're watching it. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a content creator. And most of the time we're looking to the big guys, to get verification like, hey, we straight on this info. And look, 9 times out of 10, us YouTubers know the info better than the freaking major news media. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let me see what else y'all are saying. Rogerland says, we had a case in SoCal about 10 years ago. A police officer shot up his precinct, drove up to a cabin in Big Bear. They finally surrounded him. He set the cabin on fire and off himself. I remember that, Rogerland. Hey, Roger, did you check? Did you see the Tyler Ebell case that I covered yesterday, bro? That's from SoCal, man. That's from SoCal. I was wondering if you knew who that was. Sam says, I think he is not alive and in the water somewhere. I can only hope. We can only hope, Sam. We can only hope. TPP, where do you find these people? What people? What are you talking about? What people? All my people? Or these people? I don't know what people you talking about, Sweet Home Alabama. I tracked all the best people.
They're going to be harassed or anything like that, but the police. But this is a time where the police is asking the community, stay inside, if you will. The less people we have out here, it makes it easier for all these police resources and personnel to move throughout the area, get from point A to point B as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And I understand how that may be frustrating or become frustrating to people, but this is a real urgent situation here, and everyone needs to contribute as best they can in this.
And Chief, in the last moments we have with you here, looking at the suspect's past, he's a veteran, of course, and also someone with reported mental health crises. How do those things affect how law enforcement will conduct this search? Are they likely to arrest him, or just to be frank, are they likely to kill him?
Well, that's going to be left up to him in terms of how he chooses to surrender himself. Hopefully, he surrenders himself peacefully, where no further risk of anyone getting injured is there. But however, If you choose to go out in a violent manner, then those officers in that area, in that state, in that region, going to do exactly what they have been.
Gator Hitter says, I learned years ago about media and their reports. I was in criminal courts and would read articles after cases and scratch my head, wondering if they were in the same courtroom as I was. That's what I'm telling you all. That's what I'm telling you. I guess that's why I get so frustrated too. Is like, I know better, right? I know better. And I see some of my fellow content creators that cover the same stuff over and over and over, and they do it using stuff we know that's not legit. Come on, man. We know some of the stuff ain't legit, but they run with it. And it's like they get most of that stuff from the major media sources. And they know it's wrong, but they still run with it. It drives me so crazy. Absolutely does.
Trained to do, and that's to respond accordingly. But hopefully that does not happen. And if contact is made with him, hopefully here again, he will surrender himself. So no further risk of injury to anyone would happen. But that's going to be his call.
Cedric Alexander, the former police chief of DeKalb, Illinois, thank you so much. We're going to turn now to our coverage of the Israel-Gaza border, and I want to bring in here NBC News correspondent Ellison Barber,
guys.
who is on that.
We switching over because I'm not covering that on this channel. Not that I don't care about that situation. It's just we're keeping it true crime. So
residents, let's play out some of their now, and then we'll be bringing you more of these live images that are coming in as police currently are surrounding the suspect's home.
I don't know that I was ever scared. I think last night I described it as numb. You just didn't really know how to feel. Like you're just sitting there and you're making sure that everybody you know is okay.
Stony Stone says at TheRealPiscinePredator, got my live stream going, bro. Where you streaming at, Stony? Stream me, bro. I'm just playing. Where are you streaming at though?
Making sure.
Are you live on YouTube right now? What's popping, bro? I'll go stream you. Jeez, man. Let me know what's up.
For that, everybody's home being safe. My dad lives in a rural town not too far from here. He's like, well, do you need to come here? I was like, well, they're telling us to shelter in place, but if my husband goes to work and then helps a friend out in Turner tomorrow, I told my dad, I was like, we're gonna just come and hang out with you guys. Like, I don't fully feel comfortable, especially this person or people haven't been caught yet.
I woke hoping that he was caught. I slept on and off for about 2-3 hours, and first thing was to check my phone. Is he alive? So my first thoughts are, is he still alive? Is he still out there? Can we feel like we can start the process of grieving and moving forward? How do we move forward? Feeling as a community, we're numb, we're hurt, we're how can you feel safe again? How can we send our kids to school? How can we go to the grocery store to go shopping? How are we supposed to move forward when there's people out there?
I'm about to stream snipe you, Stony. I want to see your test run. Okay, is that all right? I'm gonna stream snipe you. I want to see how your quality looks over there. Little test, bro. I'm helping you with the test. We'll just check it out. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let me see. Let's see how the stream looks, Stony. Stony Stone, Black Vault News, aka son. All right, y'all. Heck yeah. Right on, Stony. Clean. What feed are you gonna pick up on? Are you gonna cover anything, or are you just testing the stream out? Looking good though, brother. Looking good. All right, let's jump back over to this.
That aren't getting the help they need.
As armed and dangerous. He's been on the run for over 24 hours. And we talked with a former FBI agent. I told him one thing that came to mind for me is just a couple months ago, we were covering the escaped prisoner out of Pennsylvania who was on the run for nearly 2 weeks. And that was also a man that was described as armed and dangerous, accused of murder. And so obviously that manhunt for him went on for a while, and he was experienced in terms of being a survivalist. And now we know that Robert Card as well, he has a lot of experience. He's also very dangerous in terms of his background. I'd also like to address this too while we're at it. And this is a tweet from Fox's Liz Frieden, she's a producer at the Pentagon for us, saying new info on the suspected shooter, Robert Card. The Army did not train him as a firearms instructor, nor did he serve in that capacity for the Army due to the Privacy Act and ongoing investigation. We cannot provide further details.
So he wasn't. Now we have conflicting stories, right? We heard firearms instructor, but now they're saying the military didn't do it. Did he have like privatized firearm instructor courses or something? Like, I need to know. Like, this is messing with the situation, y'all. What you were originally telling us, guys.
A little bit of a gray area right now surrounding the type of training he had and his history there. But we also,
oh my Lord, they got Dog the Bounty Hunter. What the heck?
So do know that in terms of his mental health, that was a major concern. A lot of this information.
I know, Stoney. I see the test run. You're already filling up over there, bro. Like, you're a legend, dude. Of course, the moment you go live, people are gonna be like, "What? Stoney's back?"
Being confirmed by not only Fox but the Associated Press as well, talking about some of these mental health issues that came to light in mid-July, and the concerns of how he was able to still have such dangerous weapons in his possession that led to this tragic incident. Mental health issues, a major issue around the world, not only here in the United States, though this tragedy, a lot of questions of how this could have been prevented. Not only this one, but anytime we talk about a tragedy, a mass shooting, there's always these questions in the aftermath of it all. But as you heard from hospital staff moments ago, they just want to get this person in custody. They want people to feel safe in their homes again. You heard from that resident just moments ago saying she doesn't know if she should leave to go to her family member's house because the advice had been to stay home and not to leave if you don't have to, because they still have not located Robert Card. So a lot of people will be able to sleep easier once they know that this individual is in custody. And again, we don't know for sure that he is inside of the house, though police are communicating as they now have a search warrant, and they have to be very careful if he is. This man is very knowledgeable. He's very trained. He knows what he's doing, and they have to be very strategic about how they approach a situation as dangerous as this one. Now, law enforcement.
I said we just blow the whole house up. Let's just burn the whole damn thing down, call it a day. What do you guys say, huh?
And officers, as we said, could be heard yelling over a bullhorn saying that you're under arrest. Put your hands in the air. We'd like to speak with you. Walk to the front of the truck with nothing in your hands. We want to do this safely for you and everyone else. Telling him to put his hands in the air to walk to the front of the driveway. Telling him numerous times that he's under arrest and to come out of the house now. But as this is going on, this has obviously been circulating on social media. This has been something that we've been reporting on here, as we always do when things are coming in live, raw, and unfiltered, speaking with our reporters who are directly there on the ground. But that's when Maine State Police took to their own Facebook page to clarify that they don't know 100% that Card is inside of the residence. So I do want to read that statement from Maine State Police that they put on their Facebook post.
Man, I'm sure Dog be saying whatever to get some publicity. Dog's tripping, man. I don't know about that dude. I liked it back in the day, but he's a little weird nowadays.
So on Facebook, Maine State Police went on to say law enforcement.
Little mama, good to see you. Hey, little mama, I never got that email. It never went through. Maybe check, just recheck and make sure that you have my email, like the right one, that it's in there right, because I looked twice. I didn't see the email. And I really want that information. Maybe if you can't, the email ain't working. If you have Facebook, I have that new Facebook set up for this channel. Maybe you could shoot it to me like that. But I appreciate you, 43. Yeah, guys, we only need like 7 more. I think 7 more from what I saw. If she's 43, so 7 more likes, we hit that 50 mark.
Enforcement officials are currently on Meadow Road in the town of Bowdoin to execute several search warrants, which is, of course, what we're taking a live look at right now. The announcements that are being heard over a loudspeaker are standard search warrant announcements when executing a warrant to ensure the safety of all involved. It is unknown whether Robert Card is in any of the homes law enforcement will search. Law enforcement officials are simply doing their due diligence by tracking down every lead in an effort to locate and apprehend Card.
Yeah, Gator Hater, I'm right there with you. That comment right there, I'm right there with you.
Bowdoin, Maine. We've also been showing you images out of Lewiston, which is about 20 minutes or so away from where the suspect's home is. And we also know that there's been a police helicopter circling the residence as well. Officers had previously left this area, then they came back a short time later, and it was just recently, within the last hour or so, that we heard them communicating with whoever could be inside the residence. Again, waiting to see if it is potentially Robert Card himself, who has been home this entire time over the last 24 hours, though we don't know that at this moment. Let's leave the shot up here for just a moment. We're going to check in on some of these other live images that are coming in.
Yo, what if we're all seriously just sitting here staring at an empty ass house? Like we did that one night during Cavalcante when it was the church and we all sitting there on Nick's live stream just watching nothing.
Of where these incidents happened, not only in Bowdoin, but also in Lewiston, and also just some of the challenges that come with it being dark, the terrain, really all of that together. So now this is the second time that we're entering into the overnight hours as this manhunt continues. Hundreds of law enforcement officers attempting to locate Card, again, described as armed and dangerous. The mass shootings that happened over 24 hours ago now, they took place at 2 locations. So as we continue to get more of these details in, there's still a lot of questions surrounding the circumstances of it as well. How planned was this? Was this targeted for any reason? So many different thoughts that come to mind when you see such a tragic event happen, such as this one. But the 2 locations, a bar and grill, the other one was a bowling alley. They were about 4 miles away from one another. That mass shooting, leaving at least 18 people killed and 13 injured. We've also heard from the president, who has been briefed on the mass shooting in the White House briefing today, speaking on behalf of the president as well. Biden also putting out a statement, though, on this. And we've also heard from...
Bro, you too much, Roger. Roger Jones says it's probably a cardboard Michael Jordan on a kid's train a la Home Alone.
So as we watch here, we'll continue to turn up the volume to see if we're
so funny.
getting any other information. So let's do that right now. Let's see if we can hear anything as we watch.
Yeah. They're moving in, it looks like, guys.
Okay, so what you can hear there is that there is a helicopter that's circling the suspect's home right now as other law enforcement members surround the house as well. You can see a little more movement there too. It looks like some sort of law enforcement vehicle may have pulled into the driveway.
They're moving a team in, y'all.
For all of us here, as it is very dark. Also, you can see some law enforcement movement on the ground there. Let's see if we can take another shot here, if we can see anything any better. So you can see a bunch of law enforcement members as well that are on scene of the home here. Again, have to be very, very careful
they're
about
moving
how
in.
they approach the situation, and keep in mind that Card could be inside.
Damn it, where's JLR? He would have a way better angle for this for us, guys.
But we don't know 100%
JLR could have been in the bushes right next to the house by now.
that he is. But you'll remember that his vehicle, his car, his Subaru, that was located yesterday evening. So a lot of questions about...
Misty Johnson says, does he have children or a wife? I think he jumped on the boat and is gone. I think he jumped on the boat and is gone. I know that he had a girlfriend that broke up with him recently, but I don't know about the kids. Justice Jane, good to see you, man.
And unknowns right now, a lot of questions, but the main priority, of course, is how do we bring this very dangerous individual into custody? Now, let's also just go through the timeline here of this mass shooting. Again, 18 people killed, 13 others injured, 2 separate locations Wednesday evening. As that manhunt continues to intensify across the state, not only that, other major cities on high alert, New York City for one, NYPD speaking about the efforts that they're putting in as we get this closer up look at the suspect's home here. Now, this all unfolded yesterday, 6:56 p.m. That was when the Auburn Communication Center was alerted of an unidentified man that walked into a bowling center, which was recently renamed from Spare Time Recreation, that's the name of it now, from Just-in-Time Bowling, and that this individual began shooting. Police said multiple 911 calls followed that and confirmed the shooting. Then at 7:08 p.m., the Auburn Communication Center received multiple calls that a man had entered a bar and grill about 4 miles away on Lincoln Street and opened fire there.
Julie Dog says a former SWAT guy says he is in the woods or jumped on a boat and is in Canada. Well, that's pretty much what I've been saying, y'all. Pretty much what I've been saying. Little Mama said, yeah, he would chill or would he would have been on that, man. Y'all know it for a fact. Does the lake link out or is it contained, so to speak? I saw branches on that river. It was a river system. There's branches.
We are trying to spread the word as quickly as possible. This is who the public needs to know about. Do not approach this man. He's considered armed and dangerous. And as we're talking about this timeline here, we're seeing a little bit more activity, a closer up look of the home, of the window of this home. Again, law enforcement members continuing to surround the house now as they get ready to execute the search warrant at the home. A helicopter also circling overhead as well. Let's see if we can get some more sound on this. Okay, so no sound here on this shot. We may be able to get a little bit from a little bit further back here. And there you can kind of hear.
I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. Do something real quick.
The helicopter that's circling above the house. So we have a couple of different angles that we're monitoring. We also have a live image coming to us out of Lewiston as well. So we're monitoring that in the meantime too. But back to the timeline, it was at 9:26 p.m. that the Lewiston Police Department received a call who identified the man in the photos as 40-year-old Robert Card of Bowdoin, Maine. At 9:56 p.m., the Lisbon Police Department notified Lewiston Police that it had located a white Subaru at a boat launch in Lisbon. That vehicle was confirmed to belong to Card. And again, he now remains at large. More than 350 law enforcement members, federal, state, local agencies, you name it, are continuing to search for him. Again, authorities continuing to stress that he is armed and dangerous. We're also learning more about his background as well, his extensive training with firearms, that he also had mental health issues, including hearing voices and threatening to shoot up the National Guard base in Saco, Maine. More information about him as well, that he is a petroleum supply specialist in the Army Reserve, having enlisted in December 2002. That's according to an Army spokesperson who told Fox News, adding that he has had no combat deployments. Officials still have yet to name publicly any of the 18 victims. And as of this morning, 10 of the victims have yet to be identified.
I keep waiting to hear just some pops. Pop, pop, pop. You know what I mean?
Police have also confirmed that 7 people, 1 female and 6 males.
Little Mama, yes. Turtle Island is tonight. For everybody that's here, though, if you guys could help me out tonight on Turtle Island, we're going to keep quiet until 45 minutes. Till the last 45 minutes, y'all. We're going to keep quiet. And at that last 45 minutes, y'all stack that phone line. One, most people have already called in. The phone line should be, it shouldn't be as busy. So we wait till that 45 minutes and then we hit it, y'all. I think that'll be the way to go. Now, if we start up and right at the jump of the game, somebody's coming after me. Yeah, I need y'all to, help your boy out. But let's wait until about 45 minutes left in the game. Phone line shouldn't be a stack, and we should be able to hit it. We get at least 6 positive votes. That takes some money to vote against. You know what I mean? So I think that'll be the way to do it. That way, somebody can't come in the last moment, drop $50 to get me kicked off the island. You know what I mean? I think that'll be the way to do it. Sound like a good strategy, y'all? I think that's a good strategy. Bees actually came up with that. I was thinking wait for the first 45 minutes and start voting, but Bees is like, why don't we wait till the last 45 minutes? And that makes even more sense to me. So, but yeah, definitely Turtle Island is tonight. And I don't know, guys. I just feel like they might come for me tonight. So let's be cautious.
Long evening ahead if the suspect is inside of the home, if they are potentially going to be negotiating with him. And regardless, if this manhunt continues, whether he's inside or not, we know that there's a lot of work to be done as law enforcement works to try to find this very dangerous individual who has killed 18 people in a horrific mass shooting in Maine. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Let me just Little Mama says, let's see. Why is this lagging? Dude, every time I call, I never get in. That's why I'm thinking if we wait till the last 45 minutes when the phone lines are already, everybody's done most of the call-ins, everybody should be able to get in easier. And then if we don't call in until 45 minutes left, one, they don't hear my name, so don't remember that I'm a threat. And last minute, we just hit it. 45 minutes, hit it, boom, and then we're good. That's what I'm thinking, guys. That's what I'm thinking. But all right, so what we on a commercial? Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, apologize. I'm back. But what I was saying, wait till the last 45 minutes, and I think that's the way to do it. All right, let me jump over to this other feed, see what we got going on. No, that's footage from overseas right now. I don't want to get into that. That's not what we're getting into. We're in a commercial break, y'all. Hey, they're in a commercial break, so let me go ahead and hit y'all with some. We'll get the music going. But let me hit you with some shout outs real quick, y'all. Let me hit you with some shout outs since we waiting. Let me see what you guys are saying on the chat. Jeannie Ann said, I would vote for you, but I'm not allowed to. I know you're not, Jeannie Ann. I know you're not. I understand that. I know you give me enough support. I appreciate you. And you've been giving me some support since the jump. You've had my back. So anyways, guys, let me give some shout out to subscribers and the members who have donated to the channel this month. If you don't know, if you're new here, all donations that come in here, it all goes back towards, the channel. It's not so I can go out and party and do all that stuff. But anyways, shout outs for our subscribers and members. Sweet Misery True Crime, Jeannie Ange, Miss Dawn, Sassy7, Criminal Med, BM Turtle Madness with 3 donations. And let me back that up. Criminal Med with 2 donations. Apologize. Darzilla, Backrow Becky, TLC is me with 2 donations. Stony Stone Black Vault News, Miss Darcy, Motomom 23, and Angela K. Thank you guys. Can't do it without y'all. Y'all know how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If anybody's new here and you choose to donate, the links are down in the the description on the video and then over in the description on the channel. But if you donate, leave your screen name and what platform you're watching this from, because we stream. If y'all don't know, we stream to Rumble, Facebook, and YouTube. But anyways, let me know your screen name and what platform. That way, it can put you up on the donation wall. I'll give you shout outs. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut up because it looks like we got some stuff popping off. They're back.
And as we've seen many law enforcement members surrounding the home of what is believed to be the suspect in the deadly mass shooting who killed 18 people, injured 13 others, 40-year-old Robert Card, as this manhunt continues to intensify for a very dangerous individual. So we're getting all of these different images in. This one here, obviously, we've been getting some of these closer up shots of the home. We also have some ground shots as well of emergency vehicles on the scene there. It's hard to tell if our crews have moved closer at this point, if potentially law enforcement, some of them might be leaving, but they've been on scene here executing a search warrant. So there has been a lot that has been happening here, especially in the last hour or so. So we're going to continue to monitor this very closely. In the meantime, though, we do want to get into some other headlines as well as we continue to follow this. It could be a long evening when it comes to all of these main updates that we're bringing. But this has to do, of course, with the Idaho murders, another story that we've covered extensively as well. I want to bring you an update on that today as Brian Kohberger, the man who's charged with killing 4 university students.
Oh, we get a little Idaho 4 update. Right on. Let's hear it.
At Idaho in a gruesome attack nearly 1 year ago now. It's hard to believe it's already been that long since this tragedy occurred. Well, he was back in court today for a pair of hearings. His defense...
I forgot about that being a day, guys. I was so caught up in this manhunt, I forgot that Kohberger was going to be back in court today.
Team
Damn.
attempted to convince an Idaho judge to throw out the indictment against him, alleging grand jury bias, inadmissible and insufficient evidence, and prosecutorial misconduct. They also talked about the idea of having cameras in the courtroom. There's been a lot of back and forth on that as well. And for the very latest, to kind of help us get a better understanding here, we want to bring in attorney Nicole DeBoard, who often joins us when we talk about the Idaho murders case. Nicole, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Sure, thanks for having me.
So let's first just begin with the defense for Kohberger looking to dismiss this indictment. The judge denied that motion, but kind of walk us.
Yes, almost a year already, guys.
Routine move in a major case like this.
It's really not so routine, but it is good work on the part of the defense team. It is extremely thorough. This defense team went all the way back to the grand jury phase of this indictment and challenged the idea that the grand jurors did not receive the proper instructions about the burden of proof that they would have to consider in issuing the indictment, and asked that the court overturn the indictment and essentially send it back for preliminary review. And the judge felt that the state of the law as it exists now did not allow him to do that and denied their motion.
So when it comes to a defense team trying to present a case in that way, do you think oftentimes it's more often that the judge denies a motion like that, or sometimes do you see that happen where the judge agrees with the defense?
Sometimes the judge will agree with the defense. And the reality is that a good legal team, a lawyer, is supposed to take a very close look at all of the law as it applies to the case. And these lawyers are doing just that. And even though the judge may deny certain motions, the lawyers still want to make these types of challenges. It's not a question of whether or not they're going to win the challenges. It's a question of whether or not they're going to actually make them and put those challenges into the court record. Because if the prosecution is successful in this case, one thing you can be guaranteed of is that there will be an appeal. And so the only things that can be considered in an appeal are things that are brought up into the court's record. And so that is why the lawyers did this and do what they do. They want to put challenges forth for the judge.
Dude, and essentially what she's saying is like what I've been preaching all year. Every time the defense comes out with some type of like thing they throw out there, the whole damn internet goes crazy. And they're like, oh my God, what's this mean? I mean, guys, it's defense doing what defense does. They're supposed to create doubt, right? So they're going to use every angle they can to create that doubt. And damn, man, when they do it, it drives the YouTube true crime streets go insane, and it drives me nuts. Apologize, y'all.
Force the judge to rule. And even if the judge doesn't rule for them, a court of appeals can later take the issue up and consider it themselves.
And it's interesting, too, because today the 2 hearings, the first one, no media was allowed inside of that one. So we really didn't know what had happened there. And there's also this gag order that we talked about previously.
Little Mama, I think that might have been Moto Mom this morning. If it happened this morning, I think it was Moto Mom. If it was last night, I dropped some memberships last night for everybody. So it might have been Moto Mom, Little Mama.
As well, things that people are speculating about, obviously information that really hasn't been made public yet. So when it comes to some of this information, such as this hearing that happened earlier today, such as the gag order, when do you think that the public might be able to get a better understanding of some of those details?
I think that the court is very methodically moving through each of these motions. And it does appear that right now, the judge is going to, for example, let cameras into the courtroom, but keep control over what is happening with those cameras and set forth certain guidelines as to what can happen with the use of cameras in the courtroom, for example.
Sure, and I want to talk about that next, actually, because today we did learn that
And y'all know, I think that judge isn't going to allow the cameras. I don't think he's going to do it, man.
Cameras will be allowed in the courtroom, but the judge will be very in control over the use of them.
Like, what kind of control? Like, how much are we going to see? I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong.
So how do you interpret that? What does that mean?
I think that the judge is concerned about the points that have been raised by the defense about the use of cameras in the courtroom.
All over a crotch shot, y'all. Over a just play it.
And quite frankly, the points that have been raised by the prosecution. This is an interesting case in that even though the defense and the prosecution agree that cameras should not be in the courtroom, the victims' families want cameras to be in the courtroom, which is an interesting consideration. And by and large, courtrooms are supposed to be public. Proceedings are supposed to be public. The public is supposed to know what's happening in our courtrooms across the country. And the judge has to very seriously consider the public's right to know, but the judge also has to carefully make sure that no constitutional right of the defendant is being limited because of the way cameras are being used or because of the way the case is being reported throughout. In other words, all of what happens in that courtroom should be based on evidence and decisions which are made in the courtroom and not based on things that happen outside the courtroom. One concern you may recall is that the defense raised is that, as you can see here, cameras are picking up what is going on that defense lawyer's computer. We have to take certain precautions when we're in the courtroom to make sure that a defendant can communicate.
They act like it's impossible to do this without violating anybody's, rights or privacy or any of that. Like, it's doable. We do it all the time, literally constantly. There's trials every day where there's freaking cameras. Like, let's get it together here.
With his lawyer effectively, and that what the lawyer is working on can be done so with the confidentiality, so that the lawyer can communicate with the client and make sure that he's communicating with her in a way that is not broadcast to anyone, including the other side.
Sure. And Nicole, obviously there's been so much, as I mentioned right when we got into this interview. It's hard to believe that it's already been nearly a year since this horrific incident happened near the University of Idaho campus. And we've heard a lot of evidence since then against Kohberger, the phone records, his white Elantra, his DNA on the knife sheath under one of the victims, most notably. It really seems like there's a strong case here. So I guess when you look at what comes next, both what comes next and also what you think could be most compelling in terms of the evidence for the prosecution and also what the defense's best argument might be, kind of a couple different angles here that we're throwing at you.
Sure. I mean, I think that the most compelling evidence is going to be having witnesses tie all of these pieces of information together for us. Some of them seem pretty obvious on the surface, right? The cell phone records, the vehicle information, just the fact that we know he was in the area, or at least we believe we know that. But hearing witnesses come and testify, or about blood evidence, about the various forensic evidence, which was.
I'm right there with you, little mama. I hope you don't get away with it either. And if y'all are new here, I think he did it. All right. And if you want to go back and look at the library, I'll give you a full breakdown on like my thoughts and opinions on it. I definitely believe he did
it. There were pieces of this investigation used ineffectively or worse, wrongly. And at the end of the day, that's what the defense is going to be trying to do, is chip away at the things we think we know or that the state thinks that they can prove.
All right. Again, Kohberger facing 4 charges of first-degree murder and a felony burglary count as well. And if he is convicted, the maximum penalty could be death, possibly by firing squad. So it'll be interesting how a lot of this kind of goes along from here. But as always, Nicole, we thank you so much.
And let me spoil it for you. There's not going to be a firing squad. Idaho just got their lethal injection stock back in. So me and Roger Lynn were going to sign up for it, the firing squad, but don't get to do it now.
For joining us today. A lot of big developments in this case as well.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, we have still much more to get to. Let's show you this live image again out of Bowdoin, Maine. Coming up here after the break, we're going to be bringing you out to a live report as we get an update on what is happening here. A lot of developments in the last hour. That's coming up in 2 minutes.
Man, they keep keeping me hooked for 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. We're about to have another update. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Oi. Let me see what they got over on this other channel. Oh, come on. Screen just went all black. I'm not sure. All right, there we go. It's back. Let me see if I can find something else popping off.
There's been a lot of major developments that have been coming through here. In the meantime, we've also
There
been
we go.
checking in with Fox's Kaylee Schuyler, who's live in Lewiston right now. And Kaylee, you've been talking with people, you've been seeing law enforcement, some of the efforts that they've been making there. Kind of give us an update with where you're at. You're about 20 minutes or so away from where the suspect's home is.
That's right, Lexi. And actually, law enforcement presence is starting to pick up here as well. There was just about a handful of officers that just walked by and started walking down to the second scene that the gunman killed 8 people at.
Let me check, little mama. Let me check.
That restaurant. So, but it's been a really quiet day here overall. I've mostly seen media in this area. There hasn't really been a big law enforcement presence, and there still isn't, but more starting to roll in. And as I've been talking to residents, they say they're taking that shelter in place very seriously. So I've been asking a lot of people today, you know, whenever you saw the news about what happened in your city, how did you feel? What was going through your mind? And a lot of people have been telling me that they just feel numb. They said they don't really know how to feel yet. They're worried about their children. So they're glad that, you know, they're not going back to school tomorrow. And they're just worried about their safety. They said violence has been an issue before, but never anything like this.
No, little mama, I'm not seeing it in there. I'm not seeing it in there. A few other people have emailed me, but I'm not seeing yours. If you have Facebook or Instagram, you can hit me up on those two. The Real Piscine Predator on both of them. Maybe you can get it to me that way. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not getting your email.
So as just it, you know, people in the area are just hoping that they can catch whoever did this sooner rather than later. But so right now in Lewiston, I am, like I said, I'm at the second scene, and this is where 8 people were killed last night. But minutes earlier, 7 people were killed at a bowling alley just about 4 miles away. The suspect started as a person of interest, but is now facing arrest warrants. So according to a Maine Information Center bulletin obtained by Fox, Card is a firearms instructor and a U.S. Army reservist. Last night, law enforcement found Card's car just before midnight in Lisbon, about 8 miles from the murder scenes. More than 300 officers are trying to track him down, and the Maine State Police have told people in Lewiston, Lisbon, and Bowden to shelter in place for now. I spoke with a woman who lived just feet from the bowling alley.
Heartbreaking. This is our friends, our family, our loved ones, our town, our city. Like, this isn't okay. I just haven't stopped since last night, been on and off, and tried working this morning to try to keep myself occupied, and so the kids aren't going to school.
Police say if you know anything about Card's whereabouts, you should call 911. Back to you, Lexi.
Now, Kelly, thanks so much for that update. It's interesting to hear that you're seeing more law enforcement now head your way, because we've seen a lot of activity as well at the residence. It almost looks like they may have been leaving. So we've been kind of unsure if the suspect.
Bro, if they were leaving the residence, man, like I said, do we just all sit here and we're like waiting for something to pop off for no damn reason again? This is one of the frustrating things about manhunts. Is like you literally think something about to go down, you waste an hour, wait for it to pop off, and nothing happens. It's so frustrating. You know that wouldn't happen if JLR was here. If JLR was here, he would know. I don't know how he knows, but he would know.
was potentially inside of the home or if he wasn't. There's a lot of questions, as you know, surrounding this. Again, for viewers who are just joining us, because I know we have people that are tuning in here every new couple of minutes, walk us through again where you're at and kind of describe the scene right now, especially in the last few minutes.
Yeah, so it's cleared out as far as media goes, but like I said, a lot of law enforcement has started to pull up, and several cop cars have parked down by this restaurant. The name of the restaurant is Shemangi's, and this is where the second scene, where the suspect, where a gunman was last night, and 8 people were killed. And like I said, minutes before last night, just 4 miles down the road, it was estimated to be about a 9-minute drive, 7 people were killed. And unfortunately, it doesn't end there either. 3 people died while they were being transported to the hospital, and more than a dozen have been wounded. So it's been a really dark day here in Maine. That's what people keep saying. So they're just hoping, like I said, you know, whoever did this, they're hoping they are caught soon.
All right, guys. So it doesn't sound like anything's popping off, man. I don't know what's going on. I feel like we might be just spinning our wheels here until law enforcement figures out where this dude is, because it doesn't look like he's where they thought he was. But yeah. So it's about to hit 6 p.m. out here in Cali. I need to get a couple things ready for work tomorrow. I'm back to my normal schedule, so I got to be freaking up before the sun, and I got to get ready for Turtle Island as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, guys. For the people that are still chilling with me, appreciate you guys for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you all could head over to Turtle Island tonight and vote for your boy, like I said, let's wait till the last 45 minutes and then hit them phone lines hard. I'll drop the link for everybody on the community page that's new here. Would really appreciate it though if you guys can help me out tonight. Really appreciate it, because I feel like it might be my night they come for me. But that being said, let me go ahead and change the format up over here on what we're looking at so I can do a proper goodbye, y'all. Okay, let me switch this bad boy. Okay. And yeah, so y'all know what's up. All the links for any of the spots to donate, any of the links for all my socials and my email are down in the channel description and also in the video descriptions, all of them. So if you do decide, you know, that you're going to go ahead and, you know, donate, leave your name, definitely leave your screen name, and then, you know, leave me a little note, something positive maybe, but if it's something negative, it is what it is. I'll accept it too. You know, I take criticism well. But yeah, guys, that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I really hope I'll see y'all at Turtle Island. And remember, I'm back to normal schedule tomorrow, so there won't be no early morning. I know there won't be no early morning stream. I really dig those early morning streams. They're fun. But so that being said, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Hope I'll see you later at Dolly's. And yeah, you guys know what time it is, man. You guys know what time it is. Let's pop this bad boy down. It's your boy, the real Piscine Predator, aka TPP baby. And until the next video or the next live stream, I'm out, y'all. Much love. Peace.
Bye.